Hi everybody, it's me again. It's Zen again. Um, so yeah, actually just felt like pulling some cards today. Um, it's time, right? It's fall. I've always, fall's always been my best season. Like I feel like fall into spring always is. I guess when I think about sometimes like we really did. At least here in New York City, we went to school, especially grade school. Whether we went to college or not, we went to grade school, and I feel like we're just kind of like became naturally. I feel like we just because of grade school, we just naturally became conditioned to starting school in September, and I think there's some part of me that still has that conditioning, which isn't a terrible thing. Not a terrible thing, at least not right now. It's working for me right now, but I notice I have that and then like summertime's over, right? So for those who understand dysphoria, like for me, summertime is dysphoria season, and so I'm kind of appreciating that it's cooling down enough that I don't have to, that I can actually wear 2 shirts without sweating. And if I look a little tired, actually I'm feeling pretty good. If I look a little tired, it's because I didn't really sleep, but not because of anything bad. I just have a lot of energy, and sometimes it just happens like that. Sometimes I literally just don't sleep. And in fact, I actually enjoy staying up sometimes. It's like I like staying up at night. I consider it staying up with the moon, conversing with the moon, communing with the moon, communing with the nighttime. And so I like to make sure I do that every now and again, even though I also am kind of a morning person. I like going to bed early and getting up early, but I also like I love just staying up. I love staying up till the sun comes up. I love that. It feels good. I don't know. I don't know how other sensitives like vibe like that part of the night into the morning air, and I think I also just really love morning air. So yeah, it's a great time, and I didn't actually look at any planet placements or anything like that. I'm shuffling the cards, and I'm going to get to it, but I also am. I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to. Let me get this out of my pocket. I think I'm ready to like really go at it. Like do this. Like for real, for real. One card that actually keeps coming out even when I'm just playing and shuffling is that 7 Pentacles, the hard at work card. And so it's funny because I sat down and I'm like, Spirit, what you want me to do? And first card that just kind of flew up my hand was that 7 of Pentacles. And so I'm like, all right, just grind it out. I got it. I gotcha. I appreciate it being Virgo season. Thank you, Virgos, for the groundedness that allows me to actually start checking things off of my to-do list. I don't know. When I think of Virgos, I think of to-do lists. And not just to-do lists for the day, but I feel like there's a lot of Virgos and people with maybe Virgo placements that have like a list of things that they want to do with their life. Right? I know there's a lot of Virgos, especially the ones that already know what they want to do. Well, have it planned. Like, okay, I'm gonna get to college around this age, and I'm gonna graduate around this age, and I'm gonna get this job, and then I should be getting married around this time. I have one friend like who life literally goes pretty much according to the schedule she set for herself, and maybe she don't know I noticed that. I haven't seen them in a while, but I noticed. I definitely draw from everyone around me. No matter how disciplined they are, there's something to learn from everybody. Even the people who are maybe less disciplined, they have other great qualities. So, right, and I'm just kind of in a good mood. It does feel good. I literally, I see those memes and they're just like, I check one thing off the list and now I'm ready to go to sleep. I can check one thing off my list. Now I can feel complete. And I probably should have, because I actually pulled cards before I started. And I was like, you know what? Let me pick up this card and let me start over and let me, I don't know. I kind of feel like that first read was for me. And I was like, okay, now what do you want me to tell people, right? Then I just say that some of the pentacles just keep popping up. There's a part of me that almost was trying to shuffle around it, and like I guess that's how manifestation works. It popped up so much that now the power of suggestion of it makes it pops up some more. But it's definitely the hard at work card. Like, and to be honest, when I think about the number 7 in general, just the number 7, I always think about healing. Not just healing oneself, but actually being a healer. So I am a healer, and I guess there's some part of me that, not some part of me, I don't know, perhaps this is going to grow into like a full practice, a healing practice. But whatever it is you're building, Spirit is like, we see you hard at work, we're acknowledging, and maybe you can't see the fruit, but we can see it, right? Like, it's because sometimes because I'm looking at his tree and I see the pentacles, but it literally, this first time it really occurred to me, to be honest, is I'm assuming he sees the pentacles too. And sometimes we're so hard at work, and you stare at something long enough, you don't see it move, you don't really see it change sometimes, and sometimes it takes someone to be like, oh wow, that looks really nice, and then you kind of take a step back like, oh wow, that it does, I did a really good job. So I feel like this isn't just hard at work, but I feel like this is the pause. Like, he's taking that pause to look like, yeah, this fruit is coming in. I know I said multiple things, and so maybe one or a few or all of those interpretations maybe resonate. I'm sure at least one of those interpretations you resonate with. But like, life is multi-layered. And it's funny, this came out the second after the King of Swords. They're like, go ahead, sit in front of your camera, talk your talk, do the thing we told, do the thing, enjoy yourself, admire what you built. Do understand you are in king energy. Like, we're royal energy, royalty energy. It's kind of like, it's like, imagine when this is what the king looks like when he takes off his robe and decides he wants to roll up his sleeves and do some of the heavy lifting himself, and then he can put his robe back on and sit up there, and he has that sword. And a lot of times, I guess I have kind of a sharp tongue. And although I've experienced much worse, I've definitely experienced much worse. But I feel like a lot of times the king and the queen of swords, it's this reminder that, like, hey, you're up here, you're this boss, and this is like your sort of truth. I feel like when I think of swords, I also think of like cutting through the BS. I definitely love to cut through the BS. I love to cut to the chase. Right? Swords are sharp and pointy. That's right. I'm an Aquarius. Like, we generally get to the point. I mean, yes, there's a lot of Aquarians out there who don't. I know. There's exception for every rule. We know that. But so I'm definitely a cut to the chase kind of person. And it's funny because they're also sitting outside. I'm sitting outside. I got these clouds behind them. And maybe Spirit is like, maybe seeing me a little bit more of my masculine energy too right now, because I can definitely, I'm pretty fluid in my masculine and feminine energy. And I think one of the things that come with being technically like a trans man, but someone who's otherwise actually pretty comfortable in my feminine energy, is like getting more comfortable in masculine energy. Like, right, we're balancing things out here. And so it's like, yeah. And like, part of it is this person is sitting. right? Like sitting with it, sitting in that energy is not doing anything at that point. You don't always have to be doing something to be doing something. I wish more people would understand that. You don't have to be doing something to be doing something. Phew. Sometimes you can just sit in it, sit in that robe, sit in that chair, wear your crown, feel it. What does that crown feel like? It's like I wonder sometimes if this king just has a moment where just like, wow, I'm really out here being a king. They really put me on a throne and like they actually listen to me. That's cool. I'm up here. It's interesting. This is at the bottom of the sword. Like, at the deck. It looks a little bit like this one. It's like Nine of Wands. Wands is action, right? Pentacles is, if you actually put them together, it's kind of like this is the actions that are being taken, and this is the fruit that came from those actions. And I'm also, what I'm hearing is there's like 9 wands and 7 fruit. So like, I feel like Spirit might be saying like, it's a little bit more time. You'll have that 2 more. It'll match. Like, it's just an interpretation. Obviously, that's not what it's going to be every single time. It just happened to be on the bottom of the deck, and I was just like, so this one that they're looking at the pentacles, whereas this person looks like they're looking a little bit off to the distance, a little bit more. I feel like they're looking a little bit off to the distance, which how can I say is when you're about to take action, you really ought to be looking forward, right? When you're taking action, you're looking forward. But it's okay to take a pause to admire. It's okay to take a pause to admire and appreciate the fruit that you got. It's like there will be more fruit, but you can appreciate yourself. You can appreciate the pentacles. He can sit and watch it glean. I know people who work on literal gardens just love and sit and look at their beautiful garden after they work so hard on it. Woo! Like I said, I'm a little sleepy, but my eyes are starting to droop. Well, see, I just shuffled it. It just came right back. That's crazy. I thought I was shuffling good. Let me. All right, we're working hard. This is this Virgo season. Virgo season is a great sign. It's a great time if you're like me. If like me, you've been having maybe a difficult time putting one foot in front of the other and like having a to-do list and actually checking things off the to-do list. And so it's freeing when you finally start. Executive dysfunction is a thing. Executive dysfunction is a thing, and the workaholics probably don't believe it. I thought about that for a moment the other day. I'm like, most people don't care. Like, that's the funky thing about having executive dysfunction is that from the outside looking in, it just looks like you're lazy. Just looks like you're lazy, and I feel like especially like the egotistical workaholics, they're probably thinking like, there's no such thing. You made up an excuse for why you can't get up. See, this is another one. Now they're in this Emperor energy. Went from the King energy to the Emperor energy. I feel like Spirit is saying like, your hard work is not only paying off, but it's upgrading you. The hard work is not only going to just, it's not only going to be fruit. Because Pentacles is the physical. It could be money, but it could also just be material gain. That's why I said fruit. Because there's plenty of times where maybe I didn't have a lot of money, but people still gave me stuff. Right? Or you still manifest things. Like, yeah, I'm trying to say stuff. It could be stuff. But I'm just saying, like, the hard work not only gonna get you something in the physical, but it's upgrading you. And also at the same time, we're really all of these cards, right? Like, I'm thinking about how a person who owns a company, because owner literally don't even have to be in the room, right? I feel like an emperor is an owner energy, whereas a king is like manager energy. And so owning and managing is what I'm hearing. owning, being, embracing this masculine energy and owning my masculine energy, and I'm also, see like red and blue as in throat chakra, right? I'm talking about sharing about, I guess, getting more comfortable in my masculine energy. Masculine energy can also be, I guess, we consider action. Masculine energy is action, right? And like feminine energy is attraction. And so I worked a lot on my attraction. And so now to balance that out, I need to work on more action. It's like, yes, there need to be action, but also spirit is like, it's okay to sit. That's why it kind of puts me in mind of what I said about last month. I came into Leo season with this idea in mind that I was going to do all this action. But I realized I actually did a lot of sitting, and then I had one or two actually unexpected conversations that really helped me release a lot. So it's like I did work wasn't expecting to do, and now that I'm in this Virgo energy, more grounded energy, I feel more ready to move. So I guess that I feel like that talk I had helped me to release some things so that I could sit more comfortably in this masculine energy, as well as take the actions I need. So throat chakra, root chakra, throat chakra, root chakra, throat chakra, root chakra. Throat chakra, root chakra. It's like root is like the I am, and throat chakra is here. So it's like I'm not really the bragging type. I don't always feel the need to tell people like, yo, I'm a boss. Like, I know I'm a boss. I'm boss energy. And maybe spirit is also encouraging. It's like, it's okay to say it out loud. I know I'm boss energy. Sometimes I realize my modesty can sometimes give off this impression that I don't know I'm boss energy. If that makes sense. So it's like, sit in that energy, and it's also okay to remind folks sometimes, and that's what owners and managers do too, right? It's plenty of times. I'm sorry, I think there's a bug on me. I also think about teachers. I think about teachers as well while I'm thinking about teachers too, because I have a lot of teaching experience. It's like sometimes that teacher needs to remind the kids, like, hey, like, I'm in charge here. I'm the adult here. Sometimes the manager or even the owner has to remind folks at work, because people get a little above themselves, start wanting to challenge the authority, and sometimes that manager or that boss got to remind people, like, hey, I could fire you. Don't forget, I have the ability to fire you. We can cut this right now after that sword is there. Let me see. Oh, and this person is holding, I guess you call it a scepter. Oh my god, I should have googled this, because it's like a scepter and a golden apple. I'm gonna go back and read Emperor. I didn't actually read it. I didn't review what's like written in the book about the Emperor card. But right off the bat, the person is wearing gold, which also makes me think of the sacral chakra. Actually, it feels like the lower chakra. So like maybe what's happening is that through this self-proclaiming, not just sitting in energy, but reminding folks verbally, like, I'm this boss, it might actually be helping to balance out these lower chakras altogether. Like, it might be helping to balance the lower chakras with the upper chakras, right? Because I'm a lot air. Like, speaking in birth charts, I have a lot of air. So I feel like the first part of my life, I was really existing like up here. And then, through the healing and all that, I got a little more grounded. And I guess I had still more grounding to do after that, right? So this is spirit acknowledging, like, hey, we see you sitting in that Emperor energy, like, it's working, right? It's working. The Pentacles is there. It's working. I see you. It's what I'm hearing spirit say. It's like, It's not just what's in the card. It's like imagine that's you in the card and we're looking at you. Because sometimes we get really exhausted. Because that's why the Pentacles is behind him. He might be sitting thinking about, oh my God, I'm so tired. That was so much work. Right? And I'm the friend looking at like, oh, but look at all these Pentacles look at all these wands you got back here. Like, you worked really hard. It looks great. And actually, I was going for a walk earlier and I came across a literal garden that had this cool plant arrangement with these like tall, the kind of plants that's kind of like a pole here, and then it comes out like that, and it was like in a little circle, and it looked kind of nice. It looked nice. It kind of looked like how a hair goes high tops, but it was a plant, and it like went really tall. And I actually, when I was running my errands, I noticed that walking past, New York City, we have these little nooks where there's like community gardens and stuff. And I walked past a few that were really pretty, and there was one in particular that had these really tall plants. I don't even think those were trees. Maybe they were trees. Maybe they were. It kind of gave tall plants more so than short trees. Oh wow, this came out. This is interesting. It's interesting. So this Ten of Pentacles definitely want to be out here because it came out earlier. It came out in my pre-shuffle, as the seasoned tarot readers like to say. The pre-shuffle, the spread before the spread. What's interesting is that when I first pulled it, this was behind this, and so there may be some defensiveness behind some Pentacles, because I feel like this is kind of a defensive stance. This is Seven of Wands, right? It's like this person taking a stand with these wands and saying, hey, these are mine, stay back. That's kind of what I'm getting from this, but let me look again. What's funny is that these wands are starting to look like carrots, and probably because I saw my mom cutting up some carrots earlier for the salad. But yeah, that's what this kind of feels like. This feels like to me, it's like, hey, that's mine, stay back. So there might be some defensiveness or some conflicting energies around this Ten of Pentacles coming in, because like haters is a thing. And so as this as your abundance and stuff comes in, there could be some fighting behind that. This happens all the time, right? Like, how many rich people, celebrities told you, like, as soon as I got famous, here comes people saying, hey, that's mine. Or some people might be trying to claim that these Pentacles is theirs. This might be you. You know what I'm saying? I kind of feel like it could be a little bit of both, because like I said, when it first came out, it was behind it. So there might be some defensiveness or conflict, or some conflict behind the abundance that's coming in for you. Now, mind you, these Pentacles is not just about money abundance. That's why I said what I said in the last video. I've been saying this. Abundance first comes in here. So you're not. I think as Bob Marley said, it's like, what's the good in inheriting the world just to lose your soul? And so these that's why we have Ten of Pentacles represents like total abundance, like the family, the house, the car, the 2.5 kids, and the dog, white picket fence, whatever that looks like for you. Abundance. That's why they didn't necessarily give us. Well, I didn't pick another card, but it wasn't a card of what it would look like. It's just a card about abundance. It's a little this, a little that. Oh, in fact, if I look in here, there's literal dogs in here. There's some dogs in here. And I think of dogs, I think of unconditional love. Remember I said, like, abundance is abundance. The abundance of unconditional love. This elder here represents legacy. So we're looking at like legacy wealth. Or maybe you're gonna be following in the footsteps of a wealthy relative or something like that. Because I'm thinking about the elder. Because this elder could be a physical elder. It could also be like the ancestors. Because I always feel like I'm being guided by my ancestors, and I feel like this is exactly what me celebrating looks like. My ancestors, and I even would even go so far as, just for me personally, the dogs to me are also like ancestors, but also like spiritual protection, but also like protection in the physical, loyalty, unconditional love. And like these two look like they're talking like, hey, what's going on? Yeah, this is great. This is great. So maybe you'll have a friend to talk to about it. Or maybe we have someone to share it with. Whatever the abundance looks like for you, just be mindful that what they say. Actually, I don't have a saying for that. It's just when you're winning, there are haters. There are people who are going to be mad, like kind of after the fact, like what? And there's some people that's probably already feeling kind of upset and conflicted and mad because they see it coming. But this also could mean like, be prepared to, you might need to consider being prepared to have to protect the abundance. Being prepared to have to protect the abundance. Yes, this also represents security, total abundance. Love, mind, body, soul, abundance. Yeah, right? So what's at the bottom? Yeah. See, this also came out in the pre-shuffle. It's kind of like, well, now that we got abundance, where are we gonna go? Isn't that what most people do when they come into some money? They look to go somewhere. Like, where do I want to visit? This looks to me like there's water, there's land. He's on some land, then there's water, and then there's land. So you might be going someplace overseas. You might be going over some water, over an ocean, over a river, over a lake. It might just, this might just represent it being far. And I think of the number 3, I think of manifestation, and wands is action. So like, yeah, where are we gonna go? Like, it's time to take some action. We got the abundance. And like, this is, like I said, this is behind. So like, maybe coming into the abundance will also allow whatever issues and conflict you're dealing with to kind of fall behind it. And then now you can just kind of focus what's in front of you and what's the next thing you want to do. Where you want to go? What do you want to manifest? What do you want to manifest? What do you want to manifest? I say that. It's like 3 of wands. Because manifestation can be an action. It can be a description. It can be an action, I believe. Something like that. I actually kind of like being tired because then I'm not like too tired to overthink too much. See, this came to mind when the 10 of Pentacles came. Because we have 9 of Cups. I feel like 9 of Cups has a lot to do with self-fulfillment. I feel like 10 of Cups is when that fulfillment involves others. It's like, I feel like one thing Spirit has been getting on me about is, it's possible I could be being stingy with my love, and it's possible I wasn't thinking it that way. It's like when I was, going through shit, I get, it happens. You go through shit, you get defensive, because I am human, get defensive, and I focus so much on working on myself, and it's kind of like, hey, look at these 9 of Cups I got all by myself. I found myself by myself. I learned how to love myself mostly by myself. But the reality is that a complete set would be 10. And at 10 of Cups, it's like it's not a 10 of Cups until that love is being shared with friends, loved ones, kids, neighbor, whoever, your best friend. Favorite coworker? Nah. 9 times out of 10, when we talking about fulfillment, it's usually somebody that really means something to you. So, right? Because it's like, look at all I achieved. But at the same time, when you really look at it, it's kind of like, that's great. Like, congratulations. But also, how long are you going to sit there by yourself? I know people out there got crushes on me, and I be acting like I don't know. And sometimes I really don't know because people be so subtle. It's one of the reasons I also been sharing more, because I'm like, at first I was just kind of annoyed at how many people really thought they was going to get to know me off Instagram. And you kind of can get an idea of how I am from Instagram, but you're not going to really get to know somebody in real time following their social media. What if I only post once a month and I'm going through crap every day? So, see, that's me. That's the trauma rearing its head. But also me hearing myself, and it's kind of like, okay, Z, maybe that's my ego a little bit. And it's like, maybe it's time for me to start participating in the world. Participating a little bit in what people do. And it's like, oh my God. It's oh so boring. And so yeah, that's why I'm like, let me focus on what it is I really, really want to do, so I don't get myself all wrapped up or caught up at some job I hate, because like that would suck even more. That never works out when I'm actually realistic with myself. I'm sitting on something. I'm not. I'm outside and I sat on a thing. I don't even know what to call these things. They look like, oh wow, they look like little starfish that came off the tree. I don't even know what this is. I think it's something that sprouts. Kind of look like a starfish without it being a fish and like missing a leg. See, before I even see, this comes out a lot. Is it just me? I feel like it's no coincidence that the king energy, the masculine, because when I go back, I realize they're all guys. It's King of Wands, it's a guy, it's another guy. Oh, well, I think there's a lady elder. Oh, that might actually be a guy too. Yeah, that's a beard. That's another more masculine energy. So I feel like Spirit is like, yeah, embrace that masculine energy, get into it, because it'll help balance out that feminine. It's like, get into, yeah, because that's what it is. I'll be honest with you. I have not always been the most action oriented. I am a little spoiled. But not in a terrible way. I'm not a spoiled brat. I spoiled myself. And I spoiled myself a lot. I guess I don't know, maybe I felt like I just needed that feminine love, and I gave myself the feminine love. But now Spirit is like, okay, now you need to go out. You did a lot of healing. You did a lot of that, working on yourself. And the Pentacles are showing, but don't forget to stay balanced, right? We have masculine and feminine energy, right? When the masculine, we have the Queen of Wands. I feel like if I were to take the Queen of Wands and the Emperor, and the Queen of Wands, the Emperor, and the King of Swords, Queen of Wands, Emperor, like that's a pretty balanced energy, right? That's boss energy, but that's also balanced energy. That's, I can love you, I can show you compassion. I'm also not afraid to cut you off if I have to, or bop you with this wand if I have to. This could be a weapon, or this could be a magic wand, whatever I decide, right? I have spiritual guidance. Connecting with the feminine is very much about connecting to your spiritual self, is very much connecting to your feminine energy. And I feel like connecting more to the physical world is embracing the masculine energy, because I've been very much a recluse, so not quite guess I'm regaining, refinding. I don't even think that's a word, but regaining my stride. You know, as they finding my stride again, and finding my stride again in moving around the physical world, and like that boss energy in the middle. Because the emperor, I feel like it's implied that the emperor is balanced, has balance. It's like balancing the masculine and feminine is actually how you get into this emperor energy. And I notice a lot of people still on the surface and heavy in their masculine energy. Always when they think of bosses, they think of power and force and strength. And when we think of strength, we always think of physical strength and mental strength. But it also takes great strength to show compassion in a situation where everybody just wants to blow up or fight and argue, debate, right? The emperor knows how to be in that feminine energy when they need to be. They know how to be that masculine energy when they need to be. All that good stuff. Oh, and the gold, I'm gonna check that because I think that's a golden apple, and I think you call that a scepter with an ankh at the top, right? And he has that crown, so like gold, sacral, lower chakras. I feel like gold also is representation of abundance, right? Because why have a golden apple? Like, why have a golden apple? Also, apples, like, I'm in New York City, so it's like this is the land of opportunity, or this is the big apple. I'm just flowing with it, just flowing with it. All the things, all these things. What's at the bottom? I know I can do better. I'm working on it. They're like, hey Z, balancing out that masculine and feminine might also improve your love life. Right? They're right. I could stand to flirt with people more. I could stand to socialize more. I can stand to shoot my shot more. This boss energy might also be like encouraging you and reminding you, like, hey, you did a lot of healing. You did a lot of balancing. And then showing me this. I kind of almost forgot about this card. It's like I thought about 9 of Cups, but I kind of almost forgot like what was on the card. Right? It didn't really hit me until I saw it. Right? Look at all those cups and no one to share it with. And like maybe there's someone who could literally just bring you that one cup. And then maybe we're underestimating how important that one cup is. Cause I could be like that. I could be like, you know what, 9 is a lot. I'm good. And Spirit's like, really? You're gonna really do this? You're gonna really do the rest of your life by yourself? And I don't think so. So I low-key kind of thought I was gonna meet somebody during Leo season. And I actually feel like I kind of might have. I feel like I almost did, and maybe that's why the Spirit is bothering me about that. You ever just like walk past somebody, 1 or 2, and maybe you give them an eye, they give you an eye, you keep going. I do stuff like that, and maybe I need to stop doing that, and maybe that's Leo. Spirit reminding me, like, don't think we didn't notice. You did that. That's why I'm kind of making this face, because I feel like I'm admitting, I feel like I'm confessing my toxic trait. My toxic trait of, like, at this point, avoiding relationships. So I'm be honest, it's like I got so much more time on this planet, and I'm enjoying it. Yeah, folks want to enjoy it with me, then enjoy it with me. We're not doing the drama. We're not doing the arguing over petty crap, especially crap that involves other people, rumors and lies and crap. Like, come on. But anyway, this is also kind of putting me in mind of I'm a Leo rising, so maybe that will remind me of that too, because your rising sign is connected to your interaction with the world. So Spirit might also be reminding me, like, you're also not being in that rising. It's like, let your light shine, let people see you. This is also about balance, right? It's about your own balance, and your own balance of the masculine and feminine, and integration, and that typically manifests love. I guess I'm open to it now, for the most part. I guess I didn't think of myself as being that close, but more so being strict about it. And maybe I've been doing too much. Ain't nobody told me about myself yet, so I'm half joking. Spirit always tell me about myself. Oh man, all right. It's only a few minutes left, so yeah, maybe I just put one or two more cards, cause y'all we got this, man. That's all I'm saying. You know, you've been working hard and you're working hard by yourself, and like maybe it's time. You know, I feel like I did. Not to say I did all that I can by myself, but I did so much. Not just by myself, but in spite of people fake helping me and trying to gaslight me and trying to trip me up and trying to delay me. And it's like I kind of, those experiences kind of discourage me from looking for a connection, because it's like, while at the same time that it's like sometimes you don't, sometimes you, not sometimes, you definitely don't find what you don't look for, and I can do better about that. Right? Spirit is like, let it go. It's still lingering. The heartbreak, the pain. And when this came out twice earlier. It came out twice earlier. Sometimes I just play around, shuffle with it, and just see what just keeps catching my eye. And this came out it definitely came out twice. And I almost forgot about it. And there's a part of me that probably wanted to forget about it. Right? The avoidant part of me even avoids the topic of kind of relationships. And then maybe some part of me didn't really want to admit that my feelings was hurt. It's mostly, it's like, it's not just, for me, it's not just hurt feelings, like, because I had some unrealistic expectation. It's just kind of like, a little bit like, feeling a little bit like it's just so unnecessary how much we just want to hurt someone. Like, you know, how do you see someone, meet them, have a little interaction, decide you don't like them, and then obsess with making them sad? I don't want to make anybody sad. You know, there are a few people that I've dated that I'm still friends with, because sometimes, you know, most of the times my connections do just kind of fizzle out on their own, and there's no drama. And I actually don't have a whole lot of drama and beef, believe it or not. It's really just like one little pocket. I really just have like one or two little troublemakers like over here, but all of my love life wasn't necessarily heartbreaking. I guess and maybe I'm actually breaking my own heart by not really putting myself out there. And maybe I'm breaking hearts by not putting myself out there, because, you know, I've had a few interesting interactions with people who clearly had crushes on me but don't want to admit it, and I guess part of being in my masculine energy is that I'm supposed to shoot my shot. And and I don't know, sometimes maybe folks kind of didn't necessarily catch me in, maybe folks didn't necessarily catch me in great mood those days, and I'm in a much better mood now. And doing my best not to focus on the fact that I have 50 Cent to my name right now. Right? Because I know it's not healthy for me to tell myself, oh, you don't deserve a relationship until you get some money. I know that's a bad thing for me to say. And maybe there's somebody Spirit wants me to meet before the success. And so I don't know. It's also part of the reason why I decided to just go for a longer walk. You know, I just went down a different street than go in a different direction. I just walked in a different direction than I usually walk, and walk down a different side street than I usually walk, and I forget how big my neighborhood really is. I forget how big my section of Brooklyn really is sometimes. But this is in my hand because this was the next card. I mean, I'm segueing to it. I'm not ignoring it. I'm segueing to it. That's why I'm holding it in my hand because, um, my knee jerk. Like I said, I keep avoiding relationship, and of course, before I could even, because I think I did maybe about 2-3 readings ago, this came out. This Four of Wands. I feel like this Four of Wands goes very much with the Ten of Pentacles, right? That fulfillment, the celebration. It's like when the couple gets the new home, and then they have their first housewarming, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is nice. That's a really nice arch. It's a really nice arch up there. Really, that's a really nice wand in front of your castle." I never really considered getting a castle, but recently I've been considering getting a castle. I don't know. One of the things about growing up in the inner city is getting comfortable in these big spaces, right? So used to not having a lot of space unless I'm physically outside. And so yeah, like I said, right? See, there's two people here. It's one person there, right? It's like, they're like, "You're really gonna sit there by yourself?" There might be someone with a cup, and you might be underestimating the importance of that cup that they can bring you, and you can have this Four of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, because there's two people chatting right there. See, it's a guy and I think it's a guy and a girl. So couple. Oh, there's a kid there. The fulfillment, the family, the ancestors approve. I feel like this is a connection that the ancestors will approve of, and they'll make it. Maybe they'll even give you some kind of sign, make it obvious. That it's like, how grandmas be like, "Look at my babies." I keep playing with the deck because I definitely saw the World card before I started shuffling again. Right? The world is our oyster right now. I'll be honest. One of the reasons I haven't been. I'm looking at the time, just making sure. One of the reasons I haven't been posting as often has a lot to do with my moving in silence. I don't want to tell too much of my own business before I do it. But the further along in the story I go, the more I can chat. I think that's pretty much the reading, to be honest, but I'm a little curious to see if there's one more thing Spirit might like to say. But we got this, y'all. And, Virgo season. Virgo also makes me think of... Virgo makes me think of, analytics. I think of nurses. I think of nurses and therapists when I think of Virgo energy. And being organized, wanting to help people, like the person that's why I like nurses, people who take care of people, but also have this brilliance to remember all the things you got to remember to be a nurse. How much of this to give them that? I don't know how to do an IV, stuff like that. Like, nurses need to learn so much. It's so brilliant, and they're worth every penny. Gold and silver violet dragon. I feel like we've seen this one before. I pulled from my dragon cards. When I feel like it's time to get magical is when I reach for these dragon cards. Also, like, because they have wings. They're magical and they can fly. So, like, when I'm feeling the magic is when I'm like, I want to just feel some dragons. Violet is crown chakra. right? Coming into that, it's like that balancing of everything. You know, the energy goes up and down. Crown chakra also makes me think of like higher frequency. Purple is also a color of royalty. And they're sitting in these like what do you call it, sacred geometry circle, right? They're sitting in this sacred geometry. It's kind of what I was saying about structure. And it's like, oh, it says transmutes the old around you with wisdom and grace. It's time for transformation, magic, and healing. Offer service under grace. So Spirit is like, it's time for me to get back to offering. I was thinking about that recently because I haven't been offering tarot readings like regularly, like out in the world. I used to actually like really go out there and like hit the streets with it and stuff. So yeah, it's time to do all those things that you know. Time to do all the things you know how to do. Time to call in, collect up all your talent, skills, and abilities. I don't know if you're like me. You're moving out of old situation into a new situation. I feel like a lot of times, like leaving an entanglement, I feel like leaving an entanglement feels a lot like going out into the ocean. You gotta fight past those waves before you're able to just flow, right? So that's part of the hard. Like, of course, hard work is just good for you. That's okay. Rest is good, but work is good. I got a lot of rest, so if you're anything like me, you've got a lot of rest, and it's time for us to actually do, make it do what it do. Okay, there's like a minute left. I think we're good. Gold and silver, right? Silver also makes me think of gold and silver. That's a good one. I might need to revisit the gold and silver reference. Okay, so yes, a few minutes left. Look, we got this. The win is guaranteed. Just keep doing what you know how to do. Keep applying what you learn how to do, and just don't give up. Take a rest when you need to. Get back up and keep going. We gotta fight those waves in order to flow freely. You have to fight the waves in order to flow freely out in the open ocean, right? And so, right, we're not fighting the other people. We're just fighting the current. We're fighting those waves, crashing you back to the land. Metaphorically speaking, right? Whatever analogy works for you, use it.